Hey y'all, how are y'all doing today? It's your boy, the one and only. I'm making a video, um, about a variety of topics as of today. Um, I don't know. But first I want to get a shout out. Shout out to all my loyal friends. You guys are loyal. Many loyal viewers. You guys are loyal. I love y'all for that. Family, love y'all. Ain't no way that would change. Even on, we may get mad, we may argue, but ain't gonna change that love for y'all. You know, uh, really, that's all I got with the shout outs. But let's get in to the video. Um, uh, all right. I guess first subject of this video is these dreams I've been having as of lately, and I want to know what y'all think on this. Feel free to comment. Feel free to do whatever with this, but and just go ahead. But so I've been having these dreams lately, and one thing that has been frustrating them is that whenever I close my eyes and I have a dream, I definitely 100% I see this woman. She's pale as white as the snow and says, "Hail awaits." Followed by these just scary visions that just tremble through my dreams and just things that are very scary to some, you know. But they were not really hindering my sleep. Not till last night, early this morning, where I want to say it was possibly 3 in the morning, and and what had happened was I happened to be asleep, and suddenly, yeah, I just woke up out of a dead sleep. Sorry, y'all, I'm just closing the blinds. But I'm just woke and having to wake out of a dead sleep. And that's something that I don't really usually ever do, especially in the middle of the night, or like really, and it happened to be a school day. So imagine I was only running on less. I was maybe running on maybe less than 8 hours sleep, maybe 5, 4 hours sleep, and so I fell asleep at 9. So I want to say maybe tops, because you fall asleep at 9, you wake up at like 6. That's maybe 8 hours sleep. So I want to say maybe I woke up at 3, so I lost a couple hours of sleep. So maybe 4. Um, so either way, and it's just kind of hard. It's hard to describe what maybe it is. Maybe it's because maybe it's telling me that I actually believe in God or something, because I don't really don't. I don't believe in the Christian God anyway. Um, because honestly, I believe I've read the Bible. I've read some verses that just why, and then like the one where it said that God condoned the fact that after these warriors would raid villages, they can take the virgins and they could rape them, the virgin women, and kill everybody else. That really does not settle easy with me. If I were to worship a God, I would worship the God that's loving to everyone, anybody, any sexuality, race, whatever. And so to me, that is something that I look for. If I were to believe in a God, obviously, I want to look for a God that's equal loving of all. That, or I rather look for no religion at all. Um, People were like, well, I've heard some people say Satanism, and I'm just kind of like, I have a friend who is a Satanist, and I joke around with him, and we just we go up to random people and say, and just joking around, we say stuff about Satan, you know, and just joke around. Like, I don't really mean any of these things I say when I talk about Satan, because I don't condone any, but I don't know. And it's just something that to me is very interesting. I don't understand why in the world people can believe in a God that that supposedly loves everybody, but yet doesn't condone people who like gays, and then I guess pretty much hate people who are gay or like people of the same race, and maybe in any other cases they like different race. That they just don't care who they date, just as long as they're happy. Just, that to me does is not sound right. I think people should love who they want to love what they want to love, and do what they want to do because that's that's how it was. That's how it should be, to be honest. And I don't think anybody should change that. Um, that's really all on that part of this. Um, all right. Second thing to jump into today. Sorry. Um, is what's going on in America? America, y'all need to wake up and realize that the people are like, well, just conspiracies, government conspiracies, they can't happen. You know, just people who, when he says they're people who are tinfoil wearing hat people, and they're just crazy. Well, you're looking at a person who definitely believes something is going on in the world, and in the end, all evidence points towards something big, and something big is coming. I don't know what. I have theories of what's going to happen, but I'm not for sure exactly what will happen. Now, everybody talks about it when you think of uh conspiracies thing. Everybody's like, well, the Illuminati, but then they jokingly talk about it. Well, I believe, honestly, I do believe there is a very real conspiracy out there. I mean, there is a very real group of people who are willing to go and to do anything to rule the world. Now, it may not actually have to do with religion or whatever, and these people may just believe in Satanism, even though it may not be real or whatever. We don't know, but what I'm saying is that um, that there, I believe honestly, there it's a very real possibility, and I believe honestly that anybody who speaks out publicly, like if you have a really big platform and you're a really big, I guess, YouTuber, or you're a big person on Facebook, or you're a celebrity, and you use you won't ever hear a celebrity say, or they won't ever talk about the New World Order or the Illuminati. And the reason that is because they've sold out. And if you don't know what I'm talking about by sold out, if you're not even familiar with this, is that they've sold their souls, or they sold pretty much their freedom to become rich, famous. And people are like, just no, that's not possible. They just got really good. Somebody discovered them. Somebody noticed them. Well, yeah. How are they? Like how does anybody get virtually well known? Well, they find these record deals, they record labels, whatever, and usually these record dealers, or the people who sign, the record owners, these people usually have some sort of significance in the world. They're very high up. I believe Hollywood is full of corrupt, corrupt people, just like the government is, and I feel like the government, it's up to no good. And to me, I believe that, like I said, there's a conspiracy going on. There's something going on in the world, and people are not opening their eyes and realizing that these things are going on. But this is just me. Honestly, I fear for the world. I fear for my own safety, as well as the safety of my family, safety of my friends and their families. I just fear for everybody close to me. Because if you don't know, if I have never told you, or still never, bother to look it up, because I imagine half the people who may or may not be watching this video may or may not realize what's going on, and it's real. It's out there. I believe there are conspiracy of men, not conspiracy of men, I should say, a secret society of men, the elite of the world, who are out to rule. They're out to make sure that these things will never happen. That that what I mean by these things, I mean people being able to expose them for who they are, unless they want to be found out. I believe that's a real thing, and honestly, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I wasn't flagged, but I was told by a family member and by a close friend that that apparently that somebody the YouTube found my content offensive, but it only came after my video known as The Truth. I didn't post it up in the link, but you will have to go to my or you may have to go to my YouTube channel. You may have to go scroll down, just scroll through my stuff, and you'll find you'll find it. So the point is, I believe it's very real. I believe that this conspiracy of men is very real. I believe that the world that we live in, the world that we know, is rapidly changing. And I don't quote the Bible when I talk about things. But I don't usually quote the Bible when I talk about things. But people, maybe we are in the end times, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe. I don't agree with a lot of things the Bible says, but I agree with one thing, and that is that maybe the world is close to its end, but maybe there's no said way the world's going to end. Like, I don't know, maybe the Bible says it's going to be a war between heaven and hell, and it'll end with Satan burning for 1,000 years in hell and never being able to come back out, and there being a new kingdom of heaven. Uh, you know, you know, just like I say, it won't be. It'll be like it'll just be the thing. Like I said, it'll be. Um, I believe it'll. Like I said, when I'm talking about this end times, I believe maybe when the end of the world comes, it may not. It may not. It may not. Yes, it may not end like the Bible says. It may not end. Just like it may not end like that. It may end a different way. It may end. But God says, even in His Bible, I don't read it, but when I did read it, this is exactly what it said. It said the God would not destroy the world with water a second time, that He would destroy the world with fire. So maybe that's a sign of something to come. I don't know. Who knows? That's something that you have to be the judge to. You have to do your own research for. And this is honestly what I believe. And I believe that the world will end. But I believe the world will end with maybe not burning like Bible says. Maybe it'll end with nuclear war. Maybe, I don't know, something close to that. But maybe it'll end with a war to be ending all wars. Maybe it's a war to destroy every nation and civilization. Maybe it's a war that when people beg for death, they will not get it. Maybe that'll be the war. Who knows? The Bible also does describe and says that when people will beg for death, and yet they will not get it. Maybe that's the war that we're going to be facing. Maybe we're going to be facing a war that when we see all these things, we sit in horror. We wonder, why would these things happen? Why is this happening to the world? Why would God or any other divine being allow such things to happen? Heck, maybe even said person may even beg for death. And they may even go out just to get shot several times, but yet they may not die. Like the Bible says, people can be very severely injured, get very, very sick, but they won't die. They'll have to suffer. That's what the Bible says. Maybe that'll actually happen. Who knows? It's just something that time will tell. But I have been off of the end of the world, more or less, and back into this conspiracy of men. I do definitely believe that there is a secret society out there, and hey, I've heard people who question secret society or question people in high political powers, and they have real evidence, real condemning evidence, end up missing. And so my father even told me one time, he's like, son, he's like, you better off watch your mouth, because you say some stuff like this, like I'm telling y'all right now, you may end up dead, because they may end up finding out, they may end up watching this video, they may end up finding out, they may end up coming for you, they may end up silencing you, and you may not come back out alive, you may not end up alive. And for a while, that's why I didn't make videos kind of like this until I saw something a couple nights ago that really compelled me. And like I said, it compelled me was the fact that a man was killed. Sorry, that was killed because he had evidence on a government person, and when they went through all this trouble to kill him, and he did die. He was so paranoid and he was so convinced somebody was watching him that he even had cameras installed around his house. And and also, by the way, um, this man, before he died a couple days later, he caught on his camera these people who had thermal cameras pointing in the direction of his house. In this black van. They were for certain that he knew, and they were going to kill him. And you know what happened? He was found stabbed, then burnt alive. That's scary. Some the lengths that government officials would go to silence people. That's very scary to me. I don't know. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm pretty scared. I don't know. I don't know. But to be honest, another good example of something that the people will be disappearing, is the Clinton list. The Clinton hit list. If you ever heard of it, the Clinton hit list is they when these people who were very close to the Clintons or had very condemning evidence on the Clintons, and they were ready to reveal it, they suddenly disappeared, or they were suddenly murdered. A good case. It talks about this back during the Clinton administration, the first of many sexual allegations against former President Bill Clinton. A woman with a White House staff member by the name of M was willing to testify about what Mr. Clinton had done, and he was going to tell. She was going to tell a jury about what he had done with this woman, this other woman, and that's it. That's what was going to happen. But yet she was randomly gunned down. Her and everybody else was killed in the she was killed in her store that she worked in, but yet nothing was taken. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what else is indicating that maybe that the Clinton list is very real. I believe lists like such or whatever are real. So I think I think these things like that happen. I'm not saying this may or may not happen. If Hillary Clinton gets elected president, I don't know. I don't know. It may happen. It may not happen, but it sure as hell happened during her husband Bill's administration. It happened a little bit even before that. It's just these people who got close to the Clintons. It's like they were wiping out anything that stood in their way of power. And eventually, Bill Clinton would resign, obviously, because, the whole Monica Lewinsky, whole sexual scandal and whatever. And that's something that happened. But I think, to be honest, that's something that is probably something that's going to happen. That's probably something that has happened. These are things that happen. We may not know personally what has happened, but I feel I have a pretty strong feeling that that there is these elitists who are willing to go so far as to kill people to protect their public image, and they go like I said, as far as that to protect their public image. So that's just my personal opinion. You do your own research. I believe anybody should do their own research, and you should just find out for yourself. I've done my own research, and I think I've concluded to that this is exactly what's happening, and all that. Um, and I believe that's really the things I wanted to cover in this video today. This is not the truth part two. This is just my opinion. Um, whatever. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and deuces.